Hello, in today's video we are going to be looking at the Elgato Key Light Mini. How does this tiny light fare? Well, we'll find out after I've said roll titles! Hello, my name is Kip Hakes, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be looking at this Elgato Key Light Mini. Now it is essentially what it says it is. It is a tiny key light made by the people at Elgato, and if you don't know what a key light is, then they're basically filming lights and are using them right now to illuminate me and this scene. This is basically just a smaller version of that, made for portable filming. Now, because I'm feeling better and my back is fixed, I'll be doing a lot more filming out and about in future, and sometimes you need a little bit of extra light when filming when you're inside buildings or out and about. So adding this to my lineup seemed like a very good idea. Now, the Elgato Key Light Mini retails for around about £90. It does sometimes drop down on price on Amazon to like about £70, and that's why I picked this one up, because it was on special. Compared to other filming lights, that is quite expensive, but with Elgato products you do pay a bit of a sort of, I guess, Elgato tax, because they are actually very good products. They don't just have random LED bulbs in them, they've got nicely made Osram lamps in them, so yeah, the quality is always good. Is it worth that money? Well, I guess we'll find out. So yeah, here is the box. Let's have a little look at the back and see what it says. Okay, so battery with fast charge support. Something that differentiates this from a lot of filming lights is it actually has an inbuilt battery. Quite a few of them don't, and you have to find the Sony or JVC batteries that plug onto the back of them, which is fine, but that is an added cost and an added bulk and another thing to pack in a bag. This has an inbuilt battery. It's 4,000 milliamp hour, and it will give up to 4 hours of operating time. There's a little asterisk. What does that mean? Okay, the asterisk means tested in a lab at 50% brightness. So obviously if you have it 100% brightness, does that mean it's only going to last 2 hours? Possibly. Maybe we could try some tests to see.
The runtime is actually about an hour and 40 minutes at full brightness in not lab conditions.
But it does have a quick recharge time of 60 minutes, so that's good. Control on your terms. Use Control Center app on your computer or phone, or use Stream Deck for ultimate convenience. So yeah, you can use the Control Center app to alter the brightness and color temperature of this. Now, it is only a white light, or when I say white, it does sort of different colors in the white spectrum, from a cool bluish light to a warm orangey light. So you can basically pick the color temperature in the app and indeed the brightness. Studio and beyond. Ultra bright 800 lumen output and wide 2900 to 7000K color range for perfect illumination in your workspace or on the go. So yeah, that pretty much covers what I just said. Ultra soft and balanced edge-lit architecture with multi-layer diffusion technology with industrial grade Osram LEDs for seamless light transmission. So I do use these filming lights a lot, and I've had most of them for several years now, and they are still going strong. So the LED lamps in them are of a good quality. I can say that for a fact, because there's none of these have dead LEDs or flickering ones or anything like that. So it is of a good quality. And yeah, we've just got some specs there. I'll zoom in a bit so you can see those. I won't read through all of those because you'll probably fall asleep. And yeah, as it says, it works with Stream Deck, it's got a fast charge, and it's got a 2 years battery warranty, which is positive. So if there is a problem with the battery, you can return it for up to 2 years. Nice. Actually, while we're talking about the battery, something I've read about this is that while you're using it plugged in with USB power, it actually bypasses the battery circuit. So the battery isn't constantly being charged and discharged. It just sort of uses the power through the USB cable, which I think is a good thing to keep the battery health good, because constantly discharging and recharging and discharging and recharging like that will cause the battery problem. So it's nice that they've thought about that. So what do we have in the box? Well, let's get it open and have a look. I think what I'll do is I'll make a nice playlist of all the Elgato products that I've got and the videos I've made on them, because I think I've got all the Elgato lights they sell and pretty much all the other Elgato products aside from microphones. So I'll make a nice Elgato playlist and stick a link to it up there and see how it compares to the other Elgato lights. Here we go. So we've got a quick start guide, pretty much as I expected. You've got to download the Elgato app on your phone or on your computer to control it. Oh, and it tells you about how the buttons work. So you push the on-off button for 5 seconds to turn it on, push the button again to turn it off. Key Light Mini is in brightness mode by default. Briefly press the jog wheel to enter color mode. Key Light Mini will flash twice and repeat to return to brightness mode. So you can use the one wheel to adjust the color brightness and the color temperature if you're wanting to use that manually. So you don't necessarily have to jump into an app to control things. You can use it manually on the light, which is good.
Hello, Edit Kip here. Now you need to use the manual controls on the light to control the light whilst out and about. You can't use the app on your phone because it needs Wi-Fi to work. So the light will only work with the app when you're on your Wi-Fi network. I just thought I would clear that up just in case that wasn't entirely clear.
Push the jog wheel for 5 seconds to disable or enable Wi-Fi. I guess if you're not going to use the Wi-Fi, then it will probably preserve the battery life a little more to turn it off. So yeah, let's have a look at the light itself. So to give you some idea of the size, there it is in reference to my head. Yeah, it's actually quite light as well. Sounds like it's got some kind of ball bearing knocking around in it. I'm sure it's fine. So let's have a look at the unit itself. So we've got a standard 1/4 inch mount there. Now, interestingly, it doesn't actually come with any mounting solution. There's not a cold shoe mount on it or anything like that. You have to provide or buy your own. Now, Elgato do sell their own cold shoe mount. That means you can adjust the light at different angles and stuff like that, but that's around about £20. I'll put a link to that in the description. I might end up getting one of those. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, if you want to put it onto a camera or something like that, then you'll need something like this, which is a cold shoe mount. So yes, it doesn't come with one as standard. Got the USB-C input there, power button and the jog wheel that was mentioned, and there's also a reset button recessed in there. Now, and we've got a Wi-Fi connection indicator light and also a little display that shows the current battery life. So that is the light itself. What else do we have? So quite a chunky boy USB-C cable. I like that. That's a nice quality cable. We'll look at the length in a moment. That's what she said. And just some important safety instructions. And yeah, that is it. That is what's in the box. So let's have a look at this USB-C cable. So it is a USB-C to a USB-A, sort of slightly bent at an angle. That's what she said. Okay. Actually, does it come with any battery power out of the box? Was it 5 seconds to power it on? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And there's the light. Obviously, I won't hold it up at the camera at you because that just blows out the image. So Yeah, there we go. We're just jogging the wheel to turn the brightness up, and then we're jogging it down to turn the brightness down. Oh yeah, it's come over half charged, nice. And also something that's interesting is, that I forgot to mention, is this back panel is actually magnetic, so you could stick it to something metal and it will stick. So that does give you another mounting option, which is something I've not actually seen before on another light. And we'll get out my phone and connect it to my phone and pair it with my control center app. Okay, so I've made it so you can see my phone screen and I'm in the Elgato Control Center app. So let's go into Add New Accessory and we'll turn on the light. You need to connect new accessories to your Wi-Fi first. Okay, so go from your home screen, go to Settings, Wi-Fi, make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on, select the accessory from the available network, wait until connected, then come back to the Control Center app. Okay. So we should see this light on my Wi-Fi. Ah, there it is, okay. And that is the network I want it to join. There we go, done. Hooray! There is our Elgato Key Light Mini. So let's have a little look. There's the information guy. Oh, there's a firmware update. Okay. Yes, update it. Right, so we've just got to leave the app in the foreground. Boom, there we go. That was relatively painless. Okay, so in the app now we can see some details. So we've got the name of it. You can alter that name. I might just change it to Elgato Key Light Mini because the little number at the end, it doesn't really matter to me. Battery. Oh, this is interesting. So the studio mode has to be activated. So that's when it bypasses the charging. That's not as smart as I would hope. I mean, I guess then, yeah, I suppose if you were plugging it into charge, then it wouldn't be able to differentiate between whether you're wanting to use it in studio mode or not. But I guess if you're plugging it in and then turning it on, you do want it in studio mode because you want it to light and charge. So yeah, okay. And what's energy saving mode? Oh, okay, so you can change it so when the battery level falls down below a certain percentage, you can disable the Wi-Fi or make it so the brightness ramps down. Nice. Okay. All right, that's fine. Power on behavior. So you can make it go to its last setting or go to a default setting. And yeah, so we can see the battery is at 45%. And it's saying that it's powered by the battery at the moment, and the battery voltage is 3.6 volts. So yeah, we should be able to change some settings now. So let's make it a cool white and crank up the brightness. And then we can make it a sort of orangey light. I sort of like it around about 4,500 Kelvin. I think that's a good sort of balance. It's a good middle ground. I don't like the lighting being too white and intense, but equally I don't want it to make me look like David Dickinson. Well, I guess what we should do is maybe see how it lights me. I'll turn off all the other studio lights and we'll just use this and see what the lighting's like and see how it compares to the two key lights that I've got lighting me right now. So obviously there's a bit of difference there. I don't have the light on at the side of me or the light on that lights onto the table, but I think it's illuminated me quite well. And because I've got the blind shut, it is actually quite dark in this room, and I've only got coloured studio lights on very low, so it is essentially lighting me from darkness, and I think that's quite a nice lighting. I mean, obviously it's reflecting in my glasses. I can take my glasses off and you don't get that, but it's doing a job perfectly well. So I could, in theory, film my videos during a power cut if I wanted to. But it does give you that functionality to film while you're out and about, and the lighting might be suboptimal, especially at this time of year where there's not many hours of sunlight, and when it is bright, it's not that bright at all. And also it's great for filming indoors because, you know, having a balanced light whilst you're filming is very handy to have. Okay, let's go back to normal and we'll carry on talking about it. I do think for the cost of the light, I'd like some kind of mounting solution other than just a little hole to stick your tripod into. It would be good if a cold shoe mount was included, because obviously you can put them on the Elgato arms, which I've got my lights on. But this is primarily, I think, designed and meant to be used in the field, and you need a mounting solution. So making you buy your own or having one that's 20 quid, I don't know, feels a little bit stingy, I guess. I guess I should show you what it looks like on a camera. Let me take this camera down and we'll stick it on the camera. Okay, so here is my Sony ZV-1, which I love, and which is my overhead camera. And it's in a small rig cradle, which if you're filming outside, I would absolutely recommend, because it adds some additional mounting points. So I've got this nice shiny new mounting point here. I mean, okay, it does look a little bit ridiculous on there like that. But if you've got a slightly bigger camera like the EOS that I'm filming on, then I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, ultimately, you need decent light when you're filming, and this does provide decent light. But I think it's really tight not to have any mounting solution with it. It's a nice, well-made light, which is ideal to film with. And it's not too big that it will be heavy whilst it's on your camera, but it's not too small that it doesn't actually give you enough light. The balance is nicely struck, and top, bottom and sides are plastic, and the back of it is metal, but it does feel very nicely made. And also it's got this sort of slightly recessed ridge, so the light diffuser is set back, so if you put it down on its front, you're not gonna scuff up the light diffuser. Well, yeah, there's not really much else to say. I think it's a nice product. It's just maybe a bit too expensive for something that doesn't come with any form of mounting apart from a hole. So yeah, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been interesting. And as I said earlier, I've made a playlist of my Elgato videos up there, and you can have a little look at those. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but for now, it's game over.